find the missing value so that the 2 points have a slope of 1/7. So you needed to write for the last time this week. Slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 and x comma y. If you get the slope problem wrong on Friday, tomorrow, you'll be required to write the slope formula all next week again. Our 2 points are 7 comma 2, 0, y. So y2 is y minus y1 is 2 over x2 is 0 minus x1 is 7. We do the keep, change, change, keep, change, change. So I have a negative 7 on the bottom, and what does it need to equal on the top? The top needs to equal a positive 1. So what do I put in for y if I'm adding a negative 2 to have it equal 1? 3. You put in a 3. So y equals 3. Yes.
Wouldn't it be like a positive 7 because the 0 would be the greater one if you changed it? You know? Or maybe, because it says in the thing that it's a positive 1.
Yeah, so we need to do something else.
Or a positive 7, I mean.
Yeah, the slope is supposed to be a positive 1/7.
Yeah.
So if I do the keep, change, change, that's negative, right? So I really need to make well, yeah, I guess 0 is greater, so it stay positive. No, it's really a negative 7.
Yeah, I don't know.
So how can we make that a positive 1?
Maybe they just messed up on it.
I think so. I really think they did because the answer key even says the answer is 1. Or the answer is 1. The answer is 1 because this is negative. Okay, no, we didn't make a mistake. I made the mistake. So let me rewrite this. Y minus 2 over 0 minus 7. Keep, change, change. So that is a negative 7. Keep, change, change. So that's a negative 2. To make this thing positive, I have to have a negative number here. How do I get a negative 1? Y needs to be what does Y need to be? A positive 1. So a positive 1 plus a negative 2 is a negative 1. Then that 2 negatives cancel each other out to make it a 1/7. So Y equals 1, not 3. Number 2, an official Olympic-sized ice hockey rink measures 30 meters by 60 meters. The ice hockey rink at the local college measures 25.5 meters by 51 meters. Are the ice hockey rinks similar? So basically you're need to say, are they proportional to each other? So I go 30 by 60, what does that reduce to? 1/2. 25.5 over 51, what does that reduce to?
1/2.
That's the work you have to show. So you're going to say yes, and then you're also going to say proportional. We have to solve 6 over 2 equals b minus 8 over b minus 3. First step, cross product. So I have 2 times quantity b minus 8 equals 6 times the quantity b minus 3. Do the distributive property. 2 times v is 2v. 2 times a negative 8 is a negative 16. Equals 6 times v is 6v. draw my line. It doesn't matter which side you have two V's, and then you have two numbers without a letter. I like to keep my variables positive, so I'm going to move my 2V. It's positive over here, it's going to be negative over here. These cancel each other out, so I'm left with a negative 16 equals 4V minus 18. So now how do I move? I'm going to box up my 4V. I'm going to add 18 to both sides. This cancels each other out. A negative 16 and a positive 18 is a positive 2 equals 4V. Then I'm going to box up my V, divide by 4, divide by 4. These 4's cancel each other out. 2/4 is actually 1/2 equals V, and then rewrite it, V equals 1/2. 4 says to draw a scalene triangle that has a 90-degree angle in it. What does scalene mean? Okay, you're writing this definition down. Scalene equals all sides different. And I have to have a 90-degree angle, so I'm going to draw a short line here, a longer line there, and that one line there. None of them equal each other. It doesn't matter how you draw it. I can draw it like this too if I wanted to, because there's a 90-degree angle. Number 5, could the shape below be a cross section of the shape to the far left? I heard someone say no. The answer key says yes. And the way that you can do this cross section is because cross sections don't just have to be horizontal and vertical, they could also be diagonal. So do you see when I made that diagonal shape, what shape did I draw here? See that? What shape is this? It's the same as this. So the answer is yes. What number is it? 6? Took a little bit longer. It says the cylinder is 8 inches tall and has a volume of 200 pi inches cubed. Find the area of the cross section. So I'm going to have to find the area of this. Okay. First of all, let's not think of a cylinder. All right? I want to think of a cube. Okay? The area of one side, right, is always length times width. To get the volume of the cube, it's always the area, which is length times width, and then it's times the, what? Height. Okay? So, I want you to notice that if I ask to also find the volume, you can say volume equals the area times the height. Okay? Write that all down. So now I want you to think of, and then you're going to write down this, volume of a cylinder. the area of a circle. How do you find the area of a circle? You should be getting this memorized pretty soon. What is it? Pi r squared. So to find the volume is going to equal pi r squared times the, what do you think we're gonna add now? What do we add in? Height. So this is also written the area of the circle times the height. To find the volume, it's always the area first times the height. So let's work with the volume. So I'm gonna rewrite that. Volume equals pi times r times the height. So volume is, we know my volume. My volume is what? 200 pi, and that's important to put the pi with it. Equals pi times, do I know the radius? Do I know the radius? No. So I gotta put r squared. Do I know the height? What's the height? 8. Now, I can solve this. And I'm gonna do two things at once. Do you see how this side has pi? And this side has pi? We're gonna cancel those out. We're gonna cancel those out by making r squared stay here. Because I wanna find the radius. So what do I get rid of? I get rid of the pi and the 8. So over here I get rid of the pi and the 8. So the 8 over here cancels out, the pi cancels out. Over here the pi cancels out, and then I do 200 divided by 8. What's 200 divided by 8? I'm sorry? What's 200 divided by 8? You guys have a calculator? What is it? Someone said it, say it louder. 25. So now I have 25 equals my radius squared. You with me on that? So let's find the radius. If this is squared, you do the square root. So 5 equals my radius. Then I'm going to find the area, right? Isn't that what it says to find? Find the area of the cross section. Area equals pi r squared. So I really didn't have to get rid of the squared root. So it'd be pi times 5 squared. So that's 25 times pi. Sometimes answers are left with pi in them. So sometimes you can leave it just like this. But let's finish it out and do 25 times pi. And I get area equals 78.54. Because I'm going to round to the nearest 100. Yes?
I just took 200 pi divided by 8 in my calculator, and I got that answer.
Why did you not, in order to get the area?
Yeah, cause I knew